Okay, we're back again. I just got done filming a previous video, but I'm filming one more just so I feel productive. But I think really it's so that I could soak up as much of this AC as I can before I head outside and take care of my long put off yard work and sweat to death. So we're here in the office, and I just wanted to showcase to you guys two of the rods that I've been using a ton out here on Okeechobee lately to kind of beat the heat because there's no question the summertime conditions are here. It is brutal outside, but the fishing still has been very good as long as you know kind of what you're doing. And these two rods have been my number one tools for the last 3 or 4 weeks. These are the rods I've been using the most. And I think you guys should check them out. One of them is brand new to the Senko Sticks brand, and the other one's been around a little while, but it's very versatile, and I'm just going to talk to you guys about it. If you're new here, I just recently, or shouldn't say recently, I switched over to the Senko Sticks brand of rods about a year ago. I say that loosely because back in 2019, I had Alex build me some rods for me and for my wife, and that was 6 years ago, and we still today use those rods regularly, and they work just as great as when they did when Alex built them. He builds an amazing product. Him and his team over there, Alex, Jen, and Sam, they're just amazing people building an awesome product, and they do it for the right reasons. It's because they truly love it, and they just put everything they have into this company, and it shows. They're great people. They want to take care of you as a customer. They value you as a customer. When you reach out to the company, you're talking to one of those three people, and they're just constantly growing. They're constantly tweaking things, trying to fill voids when it comes to blanks, components, trying to work with different people. And it shows. I mean, they build an awesome product. And I really, truly could not be happier to be working with them. And yeah, people that love fishing just as much as I do. So I'm going to talk to you guys about these two rods. The first one, this one's been around a little bit, but definitely something you guys should check out. This is their expansion series of rods. This is kind of their, most cost-friendly, most budget-friendly line of rods, but you do not, it doesn't feel like it when you pick it up. That sounds like an insult or like I'm downgrading this rod, but it's not. I mean, these are all, hand-built, made here in the U.S., high-quality components. This burl cork is badass, super sensitive, grippy. Mine's a little dirty right now because I've been using the hell out of it, but very sensitive blanks, high-quality components. I mean, everything you could want in a high-end fishing rod you have right here. But this one specifically, this is the 7.5 mag medium heavy fast rod. This thing is super cool. I've said that from the get-go when I first got my hands on it. It's got a totally different action or different bend to this particular blank than any of the other rods in the lineup. All of these blanks are built exclusively for the Senko Sticks brand. Alex has, put a ton of time into designing all of these blanks, and it shows. And he told me when this one came out, this is going to be a really cool rod, and he's dead on. It is super versatile. It can be used for a multitude of different things, which is what we'll get into. But first, mag, medium, heavy, fast. What does that mean? It means it's a little bit stiffer than a medium heavy, but not maybe as stiff as, say, a 7.6 heavy, like the traditional flip and stick. It's right in between. It's a very little nuanced, little void that's been filled with this rod here, and I love it. Super cool. I've used it for literally everything you can do on Okeechobee. I've had customers throw frogs on it. We've thrown hollow body swim baits. I've thrown like that K-tail NLBN K-tail on this on fluorocarbon. Made a great rod for that. Dragging a big worm, which is what we're going to talk about right now. Great big easy rod, easy swimmer rod. A great swim jig rod for most people. I like a little bit more tip for a swim jig rod, but you guys saw in that 2-day roll-ins, all of our big fish came on a swim jig, and I caught them on this exact rod here. So it's a rod that can literally do almost everything. And what I've been using it for lately is to drag this Gambler burner worm around right here. It's a 7.5, so it's a little bit longer rod. You can make a very long cast with it, but with that, it's very sensitive. So what we've been doing, if you guys watched my previous video, fishing a lot of open water, when you're dragging that worm and you can hit that hard spot, maybe it's shell, maybe it's a bluegill bed, you could pick up on that and maybe make a few more casts around it, and picking up a lot of fish that way. Top of that, 7.5 as opposed to like a 7.2 or a 7.3. On top of making a long cast, when you set the hook, you're picking up a lot more line. But what I was going to say is this rod's got a different bend than really any of the other rods in the expansion series. It's got a really big parabolic bend. This rod loads all the way through. So when you're doing those really hard, long and wide, like sweeping hook sets, when you're throwing a worm, the whole rod loads, which is going to not only drive the hook home, which is what you want, but it absorbs a lot of that shock when you're throwing that 17 or 20 pound fluoro. So you don't have break-offs. So it's like a stiff rod with a lot of give, if that makes sense. It's got a very unique action to it. You definitely have to check it out. But can't say enough good things about this. I was using this rod also a lot this winter for flipping fluorocarbon. So I had like a 1/4 ounce weight with a fat ace on there, pitching this around to isolated cover. Caught a lot of fish doing that. But this is probably my new favorite for either dragging a Texas rig or even throwing a Carolina rig like I've been doing. This rod works awesome, but it's very versatile. It can do a little bit of everything. So if you were looking to try out a Senko Sticks for yourself, this is probably the one I would recommend because you can do just about everything with it. Very versatile, very strong, very sensitive. Everything you want in a high-end fishing rod you get with this. And then the next one, this is brand new to the Senko Sticks line of rods. This, Alex has been putting a lot of time into designing this line. This is a totally different blank. This is the Slackliner series, and the one that I have here is a 7.4 heavy fast. You guys know I've raved for months about my 7.3 heavy. It's the BTO, the rod that I throw my frog on. I absolutely love that thing. I do. Got one of these from Alex, been playing with it. Love this thing just as much. They're just a little bit different. So I'm just going to kind of highlight the differences. This is a 7.4, which gives you an extra inch. And I think he actually recessed the reel seat on this rod. So I think this butt's like a 1/2 inch or maybe an inch shorter than my 7.3. So you're actually getting like an extra 1.5 inches off the, from the reel up, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it makes a huge difference when it comes to bass fishing. So you're able to make a very long cast to the point where this rod throws like crazy. I tried going to 50-pound braid because I fish 65, and on this Bates Hundo, it doesn't hold a lot of line, but I love it. It's palmable, it's strong, but just this thing throws a frog so effortlessly. It's just, and I'm to the knot. So I tried 50. I break off. I don't know what it is, what I'm doing. I talk to everybody. They all frog with 50. I just can't do it. But if you frog with 50, you're going to love this rod because it just bombs. So obviously on top of it being an extra inch longer than my traditional frog rod, it's got a little bit of like a not as spongy of a tip, if that's the way I could say it. My 7.3 had a little bit of a softer tip. This one has a soft tip. It's just a different action, but it pops a frog phenomenal. You can make good pops from a long distance away. On top of that, that extra inch, when you get that bite way out there, you have more line pickup on the hook set. And again, this rod's got more of a parabolic bend as well. It's got that softer tip, but when you set the hook, the entire rod loads all the way through. It feels awesome when you stick a good one on it. And when you're winching the fish in, you watch the rod's just absorbing. When the fish is running, I mean, the whole rod just, it takes the blunt of it. Super, super cool blank. Feels, it's rock solid. It's real heavy duty, but still really sensitive and very light in weight. Love this thing. The other thing that I've been using this rod for is throwing that Big Easy. It works great for a frog, don't get me wrong, but awesome Big Easy rod. So if you like burning swim baits, buzzing a toad or buzzing a Big Easy over the top of grass, all you snakehead guys probably want to check this thing out. It's perfect for that. So again, we're dealing with really shallow water right now on Lake Okeechobee and very clean water. So you could see 30 feet around your boat. So making a long cast away from the boat has been key in getting bites. And that's what this rod has been helping me do with the swim bait and the frog. Probably the biggest thing he's done with these as well is you can see he's using these foul-proof guides, which are pretty freaking cool. They're super lightweight. They don't have inserts, so you can beat them up. I don't recommend that you do that, but if they could take some abuse, and they're just really light on the rod. I mean, the rod is very well balanced, but feels this is going to sound stupid, but this rod feels extremely strong and durable in your hand. So he's going to have a few different models in this. He's going to have the 7.2, which is like his traditional like pop and frog rod that kind of blew up the company. He's going to have a slackliner blank, model in that. This is the 7.4. I would say the 7.2 is probably going to be best utilized just for a popping frog, whereas this will be a great swim bait rod and frog rod, in my opinion. The 7.3 would be more of a great frog rod and a swim jig rod, in my opinion. Then he's going to have a 7.7 heavy, which is going to probably be like your flipping stick he's working on. And then he's going to have a 7.10 heavy, which is going to be like your punching rod, which I'm excited to see that one as well. So I already know I'm going to get a lot of questions. Which one do I like more, the 7.3 heavy or this one? I love them both. Best way I could put it to you, if you need a rod that you can frog with and throw a swim jig on, I would go with the 7.3 heavy, the BTO. I just think the tip's a little softer, which would be better for a swim jig. If you're more of like a Big Easy or a Skinny Dipper swim bait fisherman and you want a rod to get throw a frog on, no question, go with this. That's kind of how I would explain the differences. But love this thing. Been catching a ton of fish on it. And now I got 2 frog rods. I'll have, I'll have a black frog tied on this one, and then on my 7.3 heavy, I'll have a black frog tied on. So that'll work. So that's it. Definitely check these things out. I've recommended a ton of customers over there to the Senko Sticks family, and I've had nothing but positive feedback come from them. If you guys want to book a trip and try some of these rods out for yourself, let me know, and just let me know in advance, and I will bring these rods and bring the whole gamut so you guys can test and feel and throw all of them before you make a purchase. But Alex has a pretty crazy deal on there. He tells people, if you don't like the rod, I'll buy it back from you. And I don't think he's bought a rod back yet. They all work great. And yeah, can't say enough great things about them. So I guess that's enough lollygagging. I got to get out there and mow the lawn. But I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys on the next one. Tight lines.